Hi friends, let's begin our Excel practical training. So first thing, you will open Excel. So if you find the icon on the desktop, you can click there or here below, then you can just double click and it will get open. If you don't find the icon, just go to the search bar and type Excel and you can see Excel app and double click on it and it will open. And for the starting practice, we will select blank workbook. And suppose if you are already using Excel, then you will find the files here below, the recent files basically, which you have recently opened or used. So let's begin with blank workbook. This is how the blank workbook look like. So at the top, you can see currently the default name, which is book one. So when you try to save, you can save with any other particular name. So this is the structure of the Excel. So at the top, you can see certain tabs, for example, Home tab, Insert tab, Page Layout tab. So each and every tab has certain features and functions. So we will deep dive into them later on. So this particular area which you see below A, starting with A1, so this is where the actual data is stored. For example, if you want to store the name of all the customers along with their outstanding balances. So this is where you will actually start creating the list. And each of this cell has a particular identifier. So at the top, you can see columns are named with alphabets, whereas rows are given number. So for example, this particular cell is A1 and here you can also see the number A1. So if I go here, this will be E2. Here you can see E2 here. And why this is called workbook? Because this is a combination of multiple worksheets. So by default, you can see one worksheet here, but you can add worksheets like just you have to click on this plus sign here and it new sheets will get added. And also you can easily delete them. So right click, go there, right click and delete. And you can also rename it. To rename it, there are two ways. First is either you can double click here and write list of customer. So this is one way. The other way is just right click and select rename. Now let's begin by creating our list. So to create list, you have to just go to particular cell and start typing. So name of customer. And now you can see it's coming bit out. So you can, if you go here, so now you can see a plus sign, right? So this is my mouse. You can see just below A, there is my mouse. And if I take this mouse between A and B, this icon change. So here you have to press and drag it. So that's the way in which you can actually increase the size of a particular cell so that the name of customer fits in. Okay. Similarly, in B, I will write outstanding amount. And again, since this is coming out, I will go here. And there are two ways. Again, like as I said, you can just go here and you can just enlarge it. Select and enlarge here. Or the other way is just double click it and it will automatically get adjusted. Okay. So I will start writing some dummy customer names. Chandan, let's say the outstanding amount is 10,000. And once you type something to go to next or below cell, you have to just press enter. Vishal, done, enter. It will come down. Now, if you don't want to press enter, you can just also use the direction key. If I press right, it will go to right. Friends, this is how you will enter your data. But now this is looking quite simple and you want to, let's say, format it. So how to do it? First, you have to decide what you want to format. So suppose if you want to format just one cell, just name of customer, you want to, let's say, change its font size or color, you will select that and you will go to Home tab. This is where majority of the options for formatting are available. So you are already on name of customer. Go to Home tab, and if you want to, let's say now want to change the font style. So just go here and select the fonts you want to keep. Suppose you want to change the color. So this is the option where you can change the color. And if you want to change the background of this particular cell, so go here and just change the background. Now, if you want to do it same for outstanding amount, so just go here. There is one option of format painter. Just click here. This format will get copy, and you can see now the cursor has a brush on it. So this means that this format is copied. So just go here and press it. So this format will get applied here as well. So now this is how we formatted one cell and we copied it to another cell. But let's say now if you want to format all the cells, all six cells, so first of all you have to select it. So just go to one particular cell, press your left button and drag it. So come to B4. So this is where all the cells get selected. Leave that particular left button. And if you want to now format it, let's say if you want to change it colors, so just it's already selected, go up and select the color you want to give. Let's say we'll give the blue color. Now if you want to give border to all the eight cells which are there, like right from A1 to B4, here all this area, so first go to one particular cell and press left button of the mouse and just drag it below, then go to your right hand side, and now you can leave the button which is your left button, and again go here, and now let's say if you want to give the border, so let's select all borders. So this is how you can format a particular table, and this is how you will use the Home tab. If you move ahead, there is a Insert tab, and this is a tab which you will use for inserting pictures, shapes, icons, and also charts. Suppose if you want a chart of this particular data that you have, which is name of customer and outstanding amount, so select the entire eight cells, go to this option. So this is where there are multiple options available. So I will select a circular pie diagram. So just go here and press enter. The first thing you have to make sure that the data is selected, and then just go to Insert tab and just press here, which is the insert pie chart. And this is how the data will get reflected. You can see below Chandan has majority of the share because 10,000. Then Vishal is the orange one and Sonal is the gray one. And if you hover over this particular blue part, you can see the value which is 10,000, and also the name comes up, outstanding amount. So now we'll move on to the next part, which is what are the important functions and features that are available in Excel. The next important tab is formula. So here you will find all the major functions which are available and which you can use. So we will now just quickly glance through what are the major functions available. So for example, the first function is sum. It is used to add the numbers in particular range. So for example, if you want the sum of the outstanding amount of the customers, so you will go here and you will press is equal to, now you will write sum and open bracket, and then you will go to cell B2, which is this cell 10,000 where 10,000 is written, and now you can see the border change. It means this particular cell is selected. Now press your left button of the mouse and drag it below till you reach 2000, and now leave it. Now you can see the entire three cells are selected. And now if you want to close this formula, so just give close bracket and press enter. So now you can see the sum is created, 10,000, 5,000 plus 2,000, that is 17,000, and here you can write sum, okay, or total. So this is how you can use the function in Excel. Now let's see what are the other important functions available. So the next one is average. So this basically gives average of 10,000, 5,000 and 2,000. So let me quickly show you. So go to a particular cell where you want average, press is equal to Average, open bracket. Now you have to select the numbers. So you again go to cell B2, press left button of the mouse and drag it below, and now close bracket. So you can see this is the average of these three amount. Now there is one more function which is max function, which reflects which is the highest value. Now you can easily tell that the highest amount is 10,000. But imagine when you have like data in thousands of lines, then it will be difficult to identify which is the maximum value. So just go here, is equal to max, open bracket, select all the three cells and close bracket. See, now we will find minimum is equal to min, open bracket, select the number and close it. So this will give minimum. Now let's see what other top functions we have. So we have count and we have if. So let's cover these two as well. So count will reflect the count of numbers of cells which has a number in it. To use the formula, you have to press is equal to count, open bracket, select the value and close bracket. So count is 3 because we have 3 cells filled with amount. That's why it gave us the result 3. Now one very important function is if function. So why this if function is used? It's a logical function. So it gives you a particular value if your criteria is true, and if it and it gives you a particular value if the criteria is false. For example, let's say if you want to mark the status of this outstanding amount, and you are saying that if the amount is more than 7,000, then it is high priority, and if the amount is less than 7,000, then it is low priority for you. So status is a value which depends on a condition. What condition? If the amount is more than 7,000, then the status will be high priority. And if the amount is less than 7,000, or if it is not more than 7,000, then the status will be low priority. So how to use this if function? So go to the cell, type is equal to, type if. So to begin the condition, you have to first put opening bracket. Then you can see here it's asking for logical test. What is our logical test? If this particular value or a value in this particular cell is greater than 7,000. So, so this is the criteria. Now what value it should return? Value if true and value if false. So first, after as soon as you put comma, it will ask you for value if true. What is the value? High priority. So before you write high priority, you have to first give double quote, then type high priority, then again give double quote. So this is the value if true. Now what value should it return if value is false, which is low priority? So again double quote, low priority and double quote. And now since our function is set, we will close it with a closing bracket and press enter. So see, this has given you the high priority. Now you want this particular function here and here as well. So just copy it, and how to copy it? Control C. So that's the shortcut. And here you have to paste it. So you will press Control V. You can also select two cells and press Ctrl V, so that formula is copied across. Okay. So this is how the if function is used. So these are the top functions. Remaining functions you can find it formulas tab. So you can just click here and you will find all the remaining functions which are there. And if you just hover over one function, you will find what's the use of that particular function. And you can also click on tell me more to find more information about that particular function. So next we will see is filter and sort feature. So you will use filter option. Let's say suppose if you want to see only those customers who has outstanding amount greater than 5,000. This is where you will use filter option. Now when you will use sort feature, suppose if you want to sort this list from highest amount to lowest amount, or you want to sort the name of customer in alphabetical order. So that's when you will use sort feature. So for practice, I have already created a long list of customers and their outstanding amount. So to start with, first of all, you have to select the entire cell which has the data. So we will select all the cells. Now you have to go to data tab and just click on filter. And as soon as you click on filter, you can see the top cells will have a downward icon here. And once you click on downward icon, you can see sort options, which is sort smallest to largest, sort largest to smallest, and below you will find the filter option. So now let's say if you want to sort it from smallest to largest, you have to just click here and you can see the entire data gets sorted. Now let's say if you want to test it with name of customers, so now you want to sort it alphabetically. So again click on the downward icon here and you will find two options, sort A to Z and sort Z to A. Since these are names, you will have A to Z, but if you have numbers, then it will give smallest to largest or largest to smallest. So as soon as I click here A to Z, you can see it gets alphabetically sorted. And now let's also try the filter option. So again, go to outstanding amount, go to number filters, and these are all the filter options available. Now we want to filter greater than 5,000. So go to greater than and type 5,000. Before we press OK, just go back to the table and see there are many amounts available which are less than 5,000. For example, 923 or 2560. And as soon as I press OK and apply filter, you will just find amount which are greater than 5,000, and rest all the amounts or the customers with the amounts less than 5,000 will get hidden. So this is how you can use the filter to see a particular data. Friends, now we'll cover very important function, that is VLOOKUP. What VLOOKUP does is it takes particular value and find that particular value in different table and gives back the corresponding value that you're looking for. For example, now you have the name of customers and their outstanding amount. And now let's say if you want to call them and ask them to make the payment. And for calling them, you need their mobile number. But mobile number is in the different tab. So for example, or different particular workbook. So now we have this particular tab, customer contact details, which has the name of customer and also mobile number. So what VLOOKUP will do, VLOOKUP will take this name, which is value Akash, will find this value Akash in this particular table and take the corresponding value, which is Akash phone number, and bring it here in this particular cell. So now let's see how all this happens. So first I will give the heading mobile number. So now I'm going to use VLOOKUP function to bring mobile number from customer contact details tab to list of customers tab. So first I will go here. I will give is equal to VLOOKUP open bracket. That's the first thing that you will do after entering the function name. So now you can see it asked for VLOOKUP value. What is our VLOOKUP value? Akash. This is done. You will press comma. Now it is asking for table array. So from which table you want to view this particular customer name. So customer name is available here and this is the table. So you will first go to cell A1, which is the starting cell, and you will drag it down till cell B13. So you will select all, and again you will press comma. Now it asks for column index number. So which column value you want to return? So you started with column A, which is first column, then this is the second column. So you will write 2 because you want the value in column 2 to actually return. And once you write 2, just again press comma. Okay, and then press 0 for, since we want approximate match, and close it and press enter. So now you can see Akash mobile number is available here from that particular tab. Now you want to copy this function and paste it for all the below customers, but before doing that, just open the formula, and wherever you file the cell references, so this is A1 and B13. So if you directly copy it and paste it below, you can see now at the top A1 becomes A2 and B13 becomes B14. Why this happened? Because as soon as you copy and paste below, the value also changes. A1 becomes A2. And what will happen? So data will not pick from here, data will pick from A2 to A14 and B14. So this much area will it cover. So to fix it, to fix A1 to B13, you have to go to formula. Wherever you find A1, just put dollar symbols so that this value gets fixed. Okay, and press enter and copy this and paste it till end. So you can see wherever value was there, it got fetched here, and wherever there is no value in that particular table, it will give an error. So why there is an error in front of Amir or Ankit? Because Amir and Ankit data is not available here. So this is how VLOOKUP function is used. And friends, this is very important function. Now we will see pivot table. Friends, as you become senior in your company, your analysis work will increase. And this is where pivot table is very useful. So let's try to understand what is pivot table and how to use it. So for example, now you have name of customers, outstanding amount, and these customers are divided in four regions in India: East, West, North, and South. We have already created a dummy data for reference. So in this tab, you can see name of customer, outstanding amount, and region tagging. So some of the customers are from East region, some of the customers are from West, some from North, and some from South. And now you want region-wise total for the analysis. First thing, select the entire table, go to insert and click on pivot table. It will ask you whether you want a new sheet or existing. So we'll just press OK. Now if you can see on the left hand side, there are three fields available. So all the fields that we were having as a heading in the table are now fields here. So we want region wise data. So we'll click region, and as soon as you click here, you will find all the regions getting populated on your left hand side, this side: East, North, South, and West. Now what you want? Region wise amount, outstanding amount. So now you will click on outstanding amount. See, it will give you sum, like East, what's the total, North, what's the total, South, what's the total, and West, what's the total. Now you want name of customer as well, region wise. So you will just click on name of customer, and whichever customer is there in that particular region will come under that region. Friends, there was an alternative way also, right, to do this. You can just quickly filter this. So let's say if you want to see the data related to East, so you can just select East, unselect all, and press OK. And this would have given you all the customers in East region. But this is not feasible when there are more parameters to deal with. That's why we are using pivot table to do analysis based on multiple parameters which are there in our data. Friends, one last thing which I want to cover is how to add row or delete row or column. So let's say now if you want to add a row between Bhavesh and Chandan between row number 7 and 8, just click here and right click on this particular cell and then click on insert. So you can see an option entire row or entire column. So I will select entire row and I will press OK. Now you can see a row is inserted. Now I will insert a column. So right click again, go to insert and click on entire column. So this is how entire column is inserted. Now I will delete this column. So right click on delete and entire column. And also I will now delete this row. So right click, delete and entire row. Okay. So friends, this brings us to the end of part 1 of this module that is covering basics of Excel. Now we will move to part 2. We will see for what purpose accountants use Excel. Friends, accountants use Excel mainly for the use cases that you can see on screen. First is data maintenance and analysis, which we just saw in the practice. So we prepared a statement including outstanding balance of customers. Similarly, accountants can store multiple data in Excel and for multiple purposes. So that's the first use case, which is data maintenance and analysis. Second, accountants can use Excel for cash flow projection statement. So this is a statement which includes future projected cash inflows and outflows so that decisions can be made accordingly. So let me just show you how. So this is how a cash flow statements look like. So there is an inflow. It can be month-wise inflow. So all the inflow items and there is an amount written against each and every month. Obviously, there is an opening balance plus all the inflows. So here the blue line that you see total inflow. So there we have used sum formula, which is equal to sum plus you will select the range and then below you can see cash outflow and at the end again a minus formula for arriving at a closing balance means opening balance plus total inflow minus total outflow. So this is how cash flow statements look like. Now let's move on to the next use case, which is budgeting. Friends, mostly companies prepare budget to have certain controls on expenses. For example, there will be budget on expenditure related to, let's say, marketing. So this is how the budget statement looks like. For example, now you can see on screen that wages has a particular budget, outside services has a particular budget, and it is expected that the department should not exceed this budget, and this is one format. Similarly, you can prepare a monthly budget format which will have expense head written on the left hand side and on the right hand side you can see month wise expenses. So this is what budget statement is and look like, and majorly the formula that you will use here is sum formula. So here you are summing up all the previous budgets that you have given. Now let's move on to the next use case, which is preparing variance analysis statement in Excel. Friends, so here you have prepared the budget. Let's say, for example, if you have prepared a budget for marketing of rupees 5,000, but during the month the expenditure exceeds 5,000. Let's assume it is 5,300. So this 300 is extra, is variance. So for that you can prepare a statement like this. So which includes month-wise variance So like this. If it's exceed, then the color will be red, and if it is not exceeding, then the color will be black. For this, you can use conditional formatting. Now let's move on to the next use case, which is reconciliation statement. We have already seen in detail what is reconciliation statement. So it looks like this. So there is an opening balance, then you will add certain adjustment, you will close certain adjustment, and finally you will arrive at a balance that you will try to map with your ledger balances in your books. Now we'll move on to the last use case, which is preparing financial statements or financial reporting in Excel. Friends, we know that there are multiple formats like profit and loss, cash flow statement, or balance sheet, which forms part of financial reporting. And this is how a profit and loss statement is prepared in Excel. So there will be income heads, then there will be expense head. Here you will use total formula wherein you will add A and B. So, like this is equal to sum this two cells and enter, close bracket and enter, or is equal to go up D3 plus D4 and press enter. So there are two ways in which you can sum. Okay. Similarly, you will sum here as well total expenses. You will take sum of all the total expenses which are there above, all the expenses which are there above, and finally, to arrive at a balance, you will take total income minus total expense. So this is how you will use Excel. Before I end this particular part, let me also cover referencing. For example, if you have, let's say, two amounts here, 200, 300, and a total here, which is this plus this amount. Now you want this amount, let's say, in this particular column. So this particular amount, the total amount is total of revenue from operations. So you will just give is equal to, go to this particular cell and just press enter. So now if you again go back to this particular cell, here you can see reference of is equal to F4. So this means F and 4. So this is the cell reference which is there. If this cell reference changes, for example, instead of 200, we'll put it 500. Here it becomes 800. So automatically this also changes. So this is how you can use reference of cell into some another cell.